Sri Krishna has accorded himself 3 degrees in the Bhagavad Gita. He says he is Ved Krit, Vedvit and Ved Vedya. He is the manifester of the Vedas. He is the knower of the Vedas. By his grace, any soul can also know the Vedas. Without his grace, the biggest Shastris are unable to fathom that esoteric knowledge. And by all the Vedas, he is to be known. So, Prabhu, if you behave with so much of dignity, it is only to be expected of somebody of your caliber. So, I am blessed to have you in my ashram. Now, Valmiki makes some very, very popular statements that are often used in philosophic lectures. Ram Swarup Tumhara Vachana Gochara Buddhi Para Avigat Akatha Apar Neti Neti Nita Nigamaka. So he says, Ram, your personality cannot be known by anyone because you are beyond our intellect. When we comprehend something, we utilize the instruments of knowledge that God has bestowed on us. And what he has given to us is the inner equipment, the eye, the 5 senses, knowledge senses, the mind, which reads these senses, and the intellect that processes what the mind sends to it. So this is the Indriya Man Buddhi. Now if you wish to know God, you have to use this Indriya Man Buddhi. But there is a technical problem there. The technical problem is just this, that our senses, mind and intellect are made from the material energy Maya. And God is amaic, he is divine. So our material intellect has got no capacity to even enter the divine realm. Impossible. Now supposing a deaf person were to go to a musical concert and he would wonder, why is everybody appreciating so much? What is the matter? The problem is not with the concert, but he is unable to hear it. Likewise, if somebody says, I will understand God, then you must be having a divine intellect. Only then you can understand the divine God. If you say, no, my intellect, Swamiji, is material, then God must also be material. That is why you can understand the material God. And if you say that God is divine and my intellect is material, then no biggest genius can understand God with this buddhi. So that is what Valmiki says, that Ram, your Swarup, is Vachana Agochara, cannot be described, and Buddhi Par, beyond the intellect. This intellect of ours receives its power from God Himself. God is called the inspirer, the prerak. And the intellect is prerya, the inspired. Just like this cloth has got no capacity to shake on its own, and yet it is shaking. How is this happening? Yeah. The hand is shaking it. If the hand stops its shaking, does the cloth have any capacity to shake the hand? Impossible. That is why Sri Krishna says, Arjun, nobody can ever think of knowing me. Na vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. I am Trikaldarshi. Arjun, I know the past, I know the present, I know the future. But mam tu vedana kaschana, nobody knows me. So we say, I'll use sophisticated logic. The Upanishad said, Naisha tarkena matirapaneya. Your logic doesn't have the capacity to reach the feet of God. Ram atarkya buddhi manabani. Shivji had said to Parvati. So that logic of ours is incapable of reaching God. We must keep this in mind when we try and relish the leelas of Ram, because sometimes they can be very confusing and we forget the limits of our intellect when we use it to challenge God. Now, this is a mistake that even big sages make. And Maharshi Bharadwaj made this mistake. That is from where the Ramcharitmanas begins. From the ashram of Maharshi Bharadwaj, which was in Prayag. He used to have an ashram there, and in the Magh Mas, the Mela used to happen. Like it happens nowadays, it used to happen then as well. So the sages would come and gather in the ashram of Bharadwaj, and they would reside there for a month. After a month, when the sages were about to depart, only Yajnavalkya was remaining. At that time, Bharadwaj fell at the feet of Yajnavalkya and he said, Gurudev, I am so embarrassed to ask, but I have a question that is eating me from inside. See, the question has the ability, the capacity to prevent our progress in bhakti. Supposing you are doing Ram Bhakti and the doubt comes, is Ram actually God? Now, the question will cripple your devotional bhav. So this is what happened to Bharadwaj. So he says, Gurudev, I have a doubt. And I am so embarrassed to tell people that I am not able to have faith in Ram. But the problem is there. So, Nath ek sanchay bad more karagat ved tattva sab tore. Gurudev, all the Vedic tattvas are under your palm. And that is why you have the capacity to dispel my doubts. What is the doubt? Ek Ram avadhesh kumara jin kar charit vidit sansara. Nari virah dukh lahe u apara bhaya u rosh rana ravana mara. There is one Ram who is Bhagavan, the master of the world. And there's one Ram whose wife was kidnapped by Ravan. And that annoyed Ram so much that he went to fight Ravan and killed him in the battleground. Are these two Rams the same? Yagyavalik. Now Yagyavalkya responded, Bole Musakai, Tumahi vidhita Raghupati Prabhutai. Tadapi ashanka kini hujoi, kahat sunat kar sab hit hoi. Are Bharadwaj, you don't have any doubt. You are pretending to be in ignorance because you want to hear from me the Ram Tattva and the Ram Katha. This doubt which you have, big personalities had it. And the biggest amongst them was Sati herself. Now we all know the prasang of Shiv and Sati. Ek baar Treta Yug mahi Shambhu gaye Kumbhaj Rishi pahi. Once in the age of Treta, Shiv and Sati went to the ashram of Kumbhaj Rishi Agastya. So Shiv went to hear the Ram Katha from Agastya only to increase the garima, the glory of the Katha in the world. So Agastya was completely humbled and he was doing puja of Shiv. But Sati got disturbed. What kind of a Baba is he? We are coming to listen to his Katha and he is doing our puja. So Sati developed the doubt from there itself. Subsequently, when they heard the Katha and Shivji said, what dakshana can I offer you? And Agastya said, bless me with knowledge of bhakti. And Shiv did just that. And when they went, at that time, Ram and Lakshman were going searching for Sita. And Shiv, he understood his Ishtadev is there. He did pranam. But Sati said, what kind of a Bhagavan is he? Are bhai, Bhagavan is all-knowing. Now, if God doesn't know where his wife is, then what kind of a God is he? Besides, God is all-pervading. How can he ever be separated from his wife? And besides, God is Anandamaya. And he is in such lamentation, he is going and asking trees that, where is my wife, where is my wife? So we all know the consequence that Shiv rejected Sati. And then Sati went to the house of her father Daksh, where she rejected her body in the yajna. And then she became the daughter of Himalaya. And came again. And then as Parvati, she married Shiv. So we are not going to that prasang, but Shiv and Parvati were again reunited. And Parvati was living as his consort in Kailash. And one day, Shivji put on a wonderful attire. Although he's a Baba, but he knows what's going to happen. And Parvati, seeing the mood of her husband, sat in front. And she said, my dear husband, you know very well, I used my buddhi in the leela of Ram. Consequently, you rejected me and then I burnt my body and I came and we have remarried. But the doubt is still there in my mind. After all the drama, the doubt is still there in my mind. That if Ram is Bhagavan, how come he did not know this? So Shivji, he started smiling. He said, Ram Kripa te Parvati sapnehu tav man mahi shok moh sandeha brahma mam vichar kachunahi. Look, Parvati, you have got no doubts. Tum Raghuvir charan anuragi kinhihu prashna jagat hit lagi. You are yourself a devotee of Raghuvir. However, you did all this drama to convey to humankind the message that Ram leelas are not something to be analyzed with the intellect. You used your intellect and showed the consequence of it, so that we take the learning, the teaching, and don't make this mistake. In the leelas, you should take the mind and grow your bhav and affection. The intellect should be taken to the world. There is no happiness in the world. Why does my mind still refuse to detach itself? Use your intellect there. So, nevertheless, Shivji explained, Jagat prakashya prakashak ramu mayadhis jnana guna dhamu. Look, all the prakash that you see, the light, illumination, it is receiving its power from Prakashak Ram, the source of all illumination. Now you are seeing darkness in the light. The defect is not in the light, the defect is in your inability to see properly. Agunahi sagunahi nahi kachu bheda gavahi muni puran buddha veda aguna roop alakh ajajoi prema bhagatavash saguna so hoi. God is both formless and having a form. However, the worship of the formless is extremely difficult. And that is why the same formless Bhagwan took on the form and permitted us to engage in loving pastimes with him. So then, now Parvati asked questions. I want to hear the Ram Katha. And Shivji related the Ram Katha to Parvati in Kailash. Now this is Tulsidas Ji's ingenuity. Because when Tulsidas Ji came in this world in the 17th century, 16th century, at that time there was a huge lot of acrimony that would take place between the Shaivites and the Vaishnavites. And Tulsidas Ji weaved it so well into his Ramcharitmanas that Shivji himself is relating the Ram Katha of his Ishdev. Now, where are you going to create the discord? And repeatedly it is mentioned, Shankar Priya Mamadrohi Shivdrohi Mamadas So Narakarahi Kalap Bhari Ghor Narak Mahavas. Those who differentiate between Ram and Shiv, they shall go to hell. So the message is so clear, and the learning for us is that the pastimes of the Lord are divine. So Ram, your Swarup is beyond our comprehension.